That subway looks like it should be a bank. I bet that was a bank. It's well random. Oh, what a difference again. You remember I said the weather would lie? Well, it's kind of gone back to what it should be. It's supposed to be 10 degrees today, but it feels more like 7. But after this weekend, man, I need to get out on the bike. There's a few things I need to very quickly address. A few people have made the suggestion that I will be selling Derek, or that I'm no longer interested in riding Derek. I shall make it clear that I don't always film when I'm riding, and Derek is perfect for going around the island, so I do still ride Derek very regularly. But when I need to go a few more miles, and at the moment that tends to be when I'm making videos, I take DIVI out. Plus I'm kind of enjoying the fruits of my labour. I don't think that's unusual to expect. After you've got something new and you've done a lot of work to it, it's nice to use it. I'm not selling Derek, and I will never sell Derek. If you want to depreciate the value of a bike, give it to me. But yeah, I mean, I have done videos on Derek. Like at the end of last week, for instance. Yeah, the end of last week, I spent 3 days working on a new audio setup. And you're thinking it doesn't sound any different. That's because there's nothing new in this. It didn't work. I thought I'd nailed it, and no, it just didn't work. So look, here I am riding Derek. Should have some tunnel love. Oh. Very recently, in the cold, freezing weather. I'm sure I'm moaning about it at some point. I just want the spring back. Yep, there you go. So never fear, Derek is not going anywhere. That weekend of bad weather was a killer. It was so cold. Of course, I posted a funny little thing, like the fact that this week has suddenly switched to, you know, like 10 degrees, 10, 11 degrees all week. I'm like, you know things have been bad when this looks like summer. Because this feels like summer compared to the last few days. And I'll be honest, I didn't ride much in it. I had no need to. I wanted to make that gear video, which I knew I was going to end up doing at home. So, yeah, you know, I didn't ride on the weekend. Call me a pussy, call me what you like. Well, actually, I did ride in the days before it in the cold, but I had no reason to put myself out, so I didn't. Anyway, equally within these days, I didn't have much work to do. A little bit. I've done, because I do quite a lot of prep work with my day job stuff. That wasn't taxing at all. And I had nothing to do with the vlogging stuff, so I basically had a couple of days off, like proper days off, like not doing anything, like physically trying to not do anything. And it is so weird for me to try and do that, because I just get bored of not doing things. And when I mean things, it's not like playing computer games and stuff like that. It's creating something, it's doing something, it's being active, it's working on the whole line of work I work on every day. Whenever I see people saying, oh, I'm so bored, I just think you're under ambitious. You have this free time to do whatever you want in your life, and you're choosing to sit there and say you're bored. Do something. Use the time, utilise it. Time is priceless. The problem with the other side of that is that you can end up turning you into a bit of a workaholic, because when it gets to like a day that you really do have off and you don't have a lot to do, and you're like, you know, I can do all these things that I haven't done for ages, and then you get to do it and you're like, I really can't be bothered with this. Can't I look through some videos and edit something? Television doesn't entertain me. Playing computer games doesn't entertain me. Admittedly, I haven't got any new ones because I'm still on the Xbox 360. I'm not buying the Xbox One for that exact reason. I don't use it enough. So I ended up digging out Call of Duty Black Ops and played some Nuketown. Yeah, that was entertaining for like an hour. Although for a good half an hour that I had that, you know, that one guy in the lobby with a mic who's just like, every time he gets killed because he's shit, he's like, oh, for fuck's sake, man, that's that bullshit. Oh yeah, as if. Why the fuck do I even play this game? Like, just continuously for like over half an hour. I was so close to like digging my headset out and saying, dude, I haven't spoken on this thing for like 4 years, but the first thing I wanted to say was, shut up. Would it really be the same game if there wasn't someone in the background going, oh, that's that bullshit right there, see that, oh my god, I shot him like 20 times. Man, I don't want to know how old Black Ops is. Don't look. I bet it's that sort of amount of time you're like, oh shit. How did that happen? How has this much time passed? Don't Make me sit still in here, this is going to be ridiculous. You don't realise how loud it is until you get inside a building. There we go, there we go, yeah, there we go. Is there room for one more? There is, but you blocked me in, I'm going to kill you. Right, I'm going to go up that way. Come on, dude. Through the slalom. You're not quite an SM agility wise, but you can do it. Oh, mirrors. Okay, so I've looked into mirrors, and frankly, I don't think I'm going to change them because they work, and I've seen this bike with the blanked off plates and it looks a bit weird. It kind of needs mirrors. Maybe, well, and I've looked around for some different mirrors and I did find some that kind of look like they could look better than these, but they're sort of aftermarket mirrors that seem to be trying too hard. You know, when they're just a bit too angular and a bit too this and a bit too that. It's like, it ends up looking shit. And I've kept the very understated looks of this bike. Did I have a choice? You know what I mean though, just nothing too brash. The exhaust makes up for that. I do desperately need to get a rear paddock stand though, because I took the centre stand off this and I knew I was going to dislike the fact I didn't have it because it was so handy. I really should have got the paddock stand at the same time, because like trying to do the chain now is a pain in the ass. Like you wouldn't believe, or you would believe, because plenty of you have to do it if you don't have a centre stand, or it's an SM that you can pop up onto a paddock, you know, like the paddock lift stands, centre stands. I don't trust any of you bastards. Particular bikes that stand out to you that you want to see? As I say, Suzuki's not a problem generally, BMW's not a problem, Yamaha shouldn't be a problem, or isn't a problem. Honda, I think I've got a contact for Honda now, so if there is a Honda you want to see, let me know. I can't guarantee I'm going to do them because I am going to be, because of Euro 4 and all these new bikes coming in, I'm going to have to be a bit selective and pick stuff that does interest me myself. But I would love to hear from you guys if there's any particular models out there. I mean, just list whatever. I mean, if there may be some cases that I just can't do it because it's just not a brand I can get hold of. But say, and if I can make it happen, I'll try and make it happen. Yeah, it always worries me when they've got L plates on those things. I think DIVI might have just inspired someone to remove their baffle. Literally, I arrived and he just looked at his bike and went, "Has anyone got a spanner? I think I need to take the baffles out." Oh, be brave. This is the one thing about owning two bikes, and when they're so different, switching backwards and forwards between them is very confusing for the brain. The whole style is completely different, you know, where I'm really low down on this. This is what I was kind of getting at in my sort of sport bike V's supermoto video. Now, a lot of people took that I was calling this bike a sport bike, and I did say stuff in there that sounded like that. I know this isn't a sports bike, but for what I was saying, for the differences, the difference between this and a supermoto are very wide. The differences between this and a sports bike aren't nearly as wide. You will argue, yeah, it's completely different, it's completely different. It's got more to do with weight and the type of engine and the power delivery type of thing, you know, it's not the same. But anyway, that's what I was trying to convey in that video, and unfortunately, whether I didn't get it across right, or whether people were just, you know, being triggered by a sports bike, because if you mention sports bike and they're like, "Divi's not a sports bike!" No! And of course someone else thought the seating position was the defining factor of a sports bike. Yes, I know what you mean, because, you know, hypersports tend to be really up, and your sports a little not quite so bad, and then, you know, yes, that does make sense. However, when you bring height into it, what one person sees as a really leant over bike becomes a really upright bike for someone else. It all depends on height, and for me at 6'4", I lean over on pretty much everything. I'm leant over on this, as you can see. Difference is my shoulders are, what, 1.5 foot away from, in a vertical axis, away from the bars, whereas on a sports bike, the worst ones, the Fireblade 1000s, you know, the Vonda and Lamchop's Beast, both of those, literally my shoulders are over the top of the bars. I'm like Supermaning it, if you know what I mean. It's, oh God, no. Fun to ride. You feel like you're freaking flying because you can't see the bike. Come along, come along, come along, come along. I bet you're turning off here. No? Oh, no! I hate it when people have misaligned windscreen wipers and you just end up getting covered in the stuff. If you get it on your visor, it smears like a bastard. I've been literally like, oh God, it's all over my visor, going like that, and not being able to see for the rest of the ride. All because they're misaligned, which means they're not even working on the windscreen anyway, so what's the point? Stop squirting your bloody windscreen wipers. It's you. It's her, she's the one. It's not working, it's not working. Oh, and it stinks of screen wash. What's that bloody neat screen wash in there? And yeah, they all start going on amber, as usual. Oh. What's that? I didn't know if that was diesel or not. I still don't. This is just so refreshing. Just not being cold, being on dry roads. It's amazing. There's another one. Look, another one spraying. Look at the state of it. I do have a couple of drops from that one. And he's what, 5 car lengths ahead. There's lots of things I've got planned. I need to do a video about camera equipment, some advice for some guys who want to know, because I get a lot of questions about it. I've got a thing with an old engine that I have from Betty. There's a long story with that one, but it's an engine which I'm going to take apart on camera and see if we can fix it, because it may be something very simple. I didn't notice at the time. So that's another thing. The Spicy SV from Haslemere Motorcycles, I've got to take that bike out and put some miles on it and just, you know, show you guys what it's like in its grandness. But they did it at the end of the season. It's not my bike. I like being able to ride things with a bit of spirit, and when the tyres are cold and new, nah, I'd rather not risk, because it's quite expensive if I were to, you know, bin the thing. I want to go up to London at some point, but that's going to be when the weather's actually, like, you know, when it's a really pleasant day, like a really nice warm day. These are the sorts of things I have in mind, as well as the other, you know, random videos and just bullshitty, rambling shits like this, which surprisingly lots of people actually enjoy just as much as the actual real subject-based stuff. And it's interesting, I think people watch for many different reasons, and that's probably why we can never please everyone. But we can do our best. So as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like or subscribe if you're not subscribed, because I know apparently lots of people just watch unrelated. They don't actually subscribe to the channel. So if you've been watching for years but never clicked the subscribe button, please do that. Please do that. Anyway, from me and from Divi. Jesus! I'll be honest, that's the first time I've done that. From me and Divi, goodbye. Divi, you freaking animal. The ground when I crashed, it just went straight through it, like it wasn't even there, and went straight into my knee. Oh no, it didn't. because I actually had chef trousers on underneath, and again, yes, that is cut open and all of this is my blood. With both layers of that, you think you'd have some protection. No. Knee hit the ground